DNR presents Clara Hancox on Europe. A special insider's report on the European menswear collections for Fall '89. This program is sponsored by the Commercial Office of Spain, the French Menswear Federation, and SEM. And now, part 2. Clara Hancox reports on Barcelona and Paris with important design directions for Fall '89 in Spain and France.
Spain is, above all else, expressive. The Spanish designers have their fantasies and their romantic notions, and they don't try to hide them. And why should they? They love capes. Of course, many Europeans love capes, but none so full and rich as these. Here's a coat that is part coat and part cape. The front swings over to become a cape, as clearly shown here. The vest, of course, as its own garment, standing alone, and of course endeavoring to compete with European fashion, the three-button suit. Caballero loves fancy fabrics. He scours the world for them and always shows them in his little fashion shows. He doesn't claim to sell this type of merchandise by the ton. He makes real saleable clothing too, but this is what he loves to show because it's where his heart is. He feels that he is really offering the world something it doesn't get elsewhere when he shows that kind of thing. Again, the color of this rainwear and the gloss of the fabric. Here we have a leisure suit in two kinds of fabrics, and of course using that famous new color, plum. In fact, it's plum all the way. Interesting, they love to do wonderful things with collars and lapels, as you see on these top coats. And here is a shawl built into the coat in the same fabric. Those little designs that you see on the jackets are embroideries. And of course, there is the little velvet collar on everything. Here's the longer outerwear that we talked about previously, and more purple and plum-colored outerwear, suede or velvet collars on coats. A touch of elegance is what it is. Beautiful garments that are really all held together by vests. The vest is the connecting item. It's the connecting link. Antonio Miro is soft, fluid, relaxed. You see much more of this type of outerwear this season than you do of the blouson, for instance. And then the coat, the regular coat, of course, is getting shorter, so everything is coming together. And here's a little suit jacket that is short and fitted, and shorter still, and still fitted, but with loose pants. In other words, the look here is the fitted waist and the full trousers. The vest, the knitted vest, always. The sweater worn instead of a jacket. A total knit outfit. Again, a sweater jacket or a cardigan, of course. There are two fabrics in that jacket and in these as well, but in the same color. Here is a shirt jacket worn underneath a regular jacket. And again, that's a shirt jacket and a regular jacket over it. A rather Edwardian look comes popping up, and that's enhanced by the big shirt collar. But a high vest. 3 buttons all buttoned up. There's the designer, Antonio Miro. Pedro Morago does things for the young. He loves these wide jeans that have no pleats on them, that are totally simple and that are wide all the way down. And in his clothing, there is the accent on the interesting little collar with the detailing, with the inset fabric in there, and the carved out look of it. Fancy fabrics, velvets with prints on them, or corduroys. Suede pants, again the fancy lapel. There is a blouson outfit, and in this one they mix corduroy with velvet. Part of the soft, cushy look of the season. Here it's wool, a wool suiting that is covered with a print. All that stippled look there, that's a print. And of course the flower print on there, and also on the shirt. Fanciful is the word for what Spain is. Buttons all the way to the top, all the way to the fancy collar. This is a fancy fabric, probably for evening wear. Here's a close-up of it. Totally young, really. A bunch of top coats from Pedro Morago. Again, the accent is high up. It's up at the neck. It's up on the collar and the lapel. And of course, the color. The color is the range of purple, plum, burgundy. That is the outstanding new look in color. Armand Bossi is the cheeriest, surely the cheeriest of the Spanish designers. Predominantly a knit shirt manufacturer. For him, every knit shirt is a masterpiece, and he presents it that way. He presents each one as a picture to study, all very engineered, very, very carefully worked out. And here is the same attitude displayed in a collection of leisure jackets and sportswear. He seems to have enhanced his line, enhanced his approach by adding new classifications, but using his same sense of design. Here we have some short leather jackets. That are really put together as if they were shirts or knit shirts, the way the design is put into that garment. Even coats, leather coats, must take a lot of work to put that contrasting trim decoration in there. Here we are again into three-button suits, but with walk shorts. Now, of course, walk shorts in the spring we can understand, but in the fall, but apparently in Spain, where the weather is not quite as cold as it is in some places in America, that's okay. Look at the cutaway jacket here, almost like a little Prince Albert in the front. Very much a leisure type jacket, but made fancy with a little velvet collar. Here again we have a shirt jacket worn underneath a regular jacket. Here he takes off his regular jacket and shows us the shirt jacket underneath. More of the same. Oh, this one is a vest, a long vest. Really a jacket. Here again is the vest shown with this silly looking suspender in the back. You wonder why, if you're going to make a vest that needs a suspender in the back, why not just an ordinary vest back? You see here, these are leisure suits, and they are worn with vests underneath, and that gives them a feeling of elegance and makes it okay to wear a leisure suit for regular daytime wear. These really are jumpsuits. Now, for formal wear or for party wear, this Spanish designer, at any rate, feels that the jumper and the riding jacket, the elegant riding jacket, is appropriate. And you're going to see this look elsewhere on this tape. So this designer is not the only one to do that. Now here we are back with the romantic capes. sweater dress is back. This designer feels very strongly and shows many people on the runway dressed in sweaters and cardigans. Some of these models are actually wearing knitted trousers as well. So it's soft all the way up and down. Of course, color. Color, color. The Spaniards certainly go for it, just as the Italians do. I like that little jacket with the zipper closure. And as far as cummerbunds are concerned, they use cummerbunds with everything, and it instantly transforms the feeling of the garment, makes it more elegant. Talking of elegance, look at the metal trim on the back of that jacket. More plum-colored coats. A real low-cut vest for a change, and the cummerbund, making that gray flannel suit into something else. Roger Marseille, in my opinion, one of the most successful of the Spanish designers this season, feels that the best can be made into an elegant garment all by itself, with applique designs on it. The white shirt is glorified as a dress-up shirt, really. Again, the cutout collar up there. The details on the shirt that make it special. More applique designs on vests. Except this is really a jacket. It's a body-fitted jacket with contrasting sleeves. Nice little shawl lapel on that other garment. And here are velvet lapels. High button closures. Double-breasted with a high button closure and a nice swing to the lapels. Color in top coats. Unabashed color. It's there, use it. That rust color is a popular color this season as well. There is the jacket over the shirt, and here is a 2-button model with a high 2 buttons, and here's a 3-button model with a low button stance. The velvet outfit. Like that little shawl lapel up there. Dresses up what might normally be called a leisure suit, and here is the cut-out look on the lapel. And again, a leisure garment with a belt. You see that skirt hanging from the bottom of that jacket? That can be unbuttoned and taken out, and then you just get a short jacket. This is Roger Marseille, one of Spain's liveliest and most creative designers. It's in the Paris shows that we see the more fitted form. Christian Dior excels in this look, though they frankly admit that this is not the look they expect to be the big one for Fall 89. But they show it in a prophetic way. The high buttons, and here, of course, the low buttons, but the high buttons are very much in evidence. Here is the plum-colored jacket with its little suede vest. Again, you've got the regular 2-button model on the left and the high 3-button close to the body in the middle. Here's a chance for the unstructured to show its face again. And colorful outerwear. Colorful for this well-to-do man. Colorful outerwear, well-to-do but conservative, yet still with color. The long, lean coat, a definite return to form and to elegance. Beautiful silk vest. Here is a group of really close to the body clothes. The message is elegant, dressed up. Really an Edwardian look to that tuxedo. Really, I've not seen coats in a long time that look anything like this, as close to the body as really special. Perhaps we're not yet ready for this look, but this designer felt that he wanted to give us this message for future seasons. All these high button models with the little velvet collars in some cases, and some of them buttoning to the neck. This is Dominique Morlatti, Dior's menswear designer. Fashionable is the traditional Ivy League collection in Paris, and its outerwear is beautiful. He excels in outerwear. The fabrics are soft and suede-y, and the vests are everywhere. This little Tattersall vest that ties this outfit together is just exactly right. And in these other colors as well, how beautifully the vest is the connecting link here between the outer jacket and the sports trouser, showing that a vest in sportswear is the most wonderful thing that could possibly be happening to sportswear. Here is a jacket under a jacket, something that's happening a lot in Europe. And now into clothing and sport coats. Though predominantly known as an outerwear manufacturer, nevertheless, Fashionable does make clothing, and it took this occasion to show a lot of it. The intention is to make this look like a traditional line, even though it is definitely shouldered, as you can see, but there is that 3-button suit that just turned away from us with the vest. And here's Albert Goldberg, the designer and founder of Fashionable. Yohji Yamamoto went all out to show us his version of the young man on campus, replete with cardigans, blazers, pullovers, peculiar kind of casual sportswear. The active sportswear looking knit top, and of course these strange looking leisure jackets. And there, that was a fancy cardigan with contrast trim. Oh yes, the scarf again. This scarf is actually attached to the garment, and you can see that again here. It's part of the garment. And the casual jacket with a nipped in back and side. Soft and relaxed, whether it's sportswear or dresswear. This two-tone jacket and here the contrast trim down the sides of the pants and in the next garment around the lapel. That's how he sees it. I wouldn't argue with him. Bold striped campus jackets. Yohji Yamamoto himself. Thierry Mugler is as Thierry Mugler has always been. Beautifully tailored, very clean, almost severe, but with new colors this time, new and brighter. And the show very much enhanced, of course, by a few very handsome girl models. The trousers, you notice the trousers, they are fitted. These garments are fitted, not tight, but they give an impression of being oh so right, oh so cleanly tailored. And the colors. Purple suit. That's an interesting cardigan there without a lapel. The contrast leather piping on it. 3-button suit on the left that is fitted, not loose. Formal wear. That looks elegant and slim and yet relaxed. This is Thierry Mugler. Nikos, the Greek designer, is best known for his underwear and beachwear, but he likes to do other things too, as you can see here. Very romantic things, top coats, and here's an Edwardian scene. Notice the long coat jacket that model is wearing. for evening wear. Here, however, is a very today-looking suede tailcoat. Very, very cushy robes full of tassels and soft fabrics. This, of course, is what the audience came to see. His beachwear, very, very fantastic. Very body-oriented. And a good time was had by all at this show. This is the underwear. That is Nikos himself. Balmain gets more youthful and more colorful with each passing season. In addition to which, he is right there with his 4-button models, tailored and pressed to close on the top button. Of course, the old standbys are there, but the color is there too. His 4-button models are close to the body, not tight, but not loose and tubular either. There's a 2-button, but it's a high 2-button. Here is an unstructured jacket worn with knitted pants, which looks strangely out of place in this particular show, with its dress on close to the body. This is also unstructured, but it looks better with a knitted vest clinging to the ribs there. Beautiful clothing, beautiful tailored clothing, and all kinds of soft and relaxed sportswear and outerwear, and the new high-buttoned suits. Patrick Aubert, the designer for Balmain. Paul Smith is a breath of fresh air from England, showing in Paris with his bright vests, wonderfully printed vests and sport shirts. These jackets with their contrasting sleeves might be a little far out, but it's all Paul Smith's sense of humor. The high button, in a somewhat looser fit than you have seen on other designers, more relaxed. Lots of stress on that peculiar green that you just saw there. Sweaters are really heavy with all kinds of goodies on them. The outerwear, again, all pieced in color. And for a final scene, this statement about sweaters and color has got to make quite clear Paul Smith's point of view. And that's Paul. Nino Cerruti, whom I consider the dean of men's design on the Paris scene, has never been younger. He loves soft pile fabrics, such as this one and the next, and these short, really swingy coats. This is a pile vest, actually. There's a sweater jacket that's really splendid. And here's what we might call a leisure suit, but the jacket is warmly lined to act as a little outer coat, actually. And this is a greatcoat in the magnificent greatcoat tradition. Wonderful shawl collar. And under it, a 3-button suit with a high button closure fairly close to the chest, and there is one with a beautiful double-breasted vest, more greatcoats with fur collars. There's a low vest on that model at the left, a really low, very Edwardian-looking vest with a fairly loose jacket, thus combining both trends, the loose and the fitted. Cerruti, interestingly, washes his flannels and washes his velvets to increase the feeling of softness. The jacket over a jacket, here it is again. It's just a way of putting things together. And this short coat that looks almost like a jacket over a suit or a sport coat. Here we are into evening wear, and evenings at home. That's a rather nice robe with a self fringe, a smoking jacket with a little embroidery all over it. That shawl lapel has that softly draped, dimpled look. You can see it better on this one. That is definitely a trend. Nino Cerruti. Now you've seen a lot. Now see Montana coming out with a definite Edwardian statement. The suit jacket is fitted and long. The coat is relatively short and also fitted, very suppressed at the waist with a flare. Even the sweater has an Edwardian look to it. The length is just right. Here we are with a beautiful bowed lapel. This is another look entirely. It is Montana's relaxed look. And talking about relaxed, he does it nowhere better than in his coats and his outerwear. This suede is a beauty. Look at the trousers with their high-waisted look and their flat tummy, even though the pleats there are very full. Still there is that flat expanse across the stomach. Again, a high button suit that is so fitted as to look almost Edwardian. Those flared out lapels and the longer jacket, it's all part of that look. But back to the generous Montana coat with its enormous floppy lapels. Another version of that. That's the Montana that we have come to love and accept. So you see, he shows us both sides of the coin. He loves color, as why wouldn't he? The jacket on top of the sweater, all in the same monochromatic feeling. Look at the detailing on the front of that jacket, the fabric, and the vest. That is so typically a Montana. Again, there is that shawl lapel with its little draped look, with its dimple. Part of that new trend that's coming up. Note the metallic work on the collar and more metallic work on these suede jackets, as he always does that. His little trims accentuate the body's form. Very special, this man. A great designer. That vest is truly to the body with the form emphasized. And this is Claude Montana looking chipper and good. Catherine Hamnett does a takeoff on Edwardianism. Where Montana was serious, she is funny because she caters to the younger man who doesn't respect anything and has his tongue in cheek about everything. And so this is her version for a somewhat different customer. You see, everything is somewhat exaggerated and somewhat funny, and that is the attitude of that particular market. Now, one hopes that that attitude isn't going to spoil a good thing for the adult market that doesn't mind spending good money for a new trend, provided it's perhaps not destroyed by another segment of the consumer market. Perhaps this time the adults will love the thing for its own self. Here is Catherine Hamnett. Rely on Issey Miyake to do something special. This time he held his show in a subway station. The implication here is that that every man goes down into the subway and that his garments are really for every man. They are not so way out as to be unwearable by any man of average taste. But we know that they are very special. His unstructured, relaxed jackets are full of subtle detail. The fabrics are beautiful and soft and wonderfully colored. These garments are leather, treated for rain. The oversized shawl collar here is truly quite special and perhaps not for every man, but it makes the outerwear look very strong. Now then, here is a vest scene. I think the vests are both suede and velvet. And over them, the models are putting on their suede jackets. Again, showing how the vest can be used for casual wear so effectively. And here's more casual wear. So very simple. So very simple. Nothing outstanding or frightening about any of this. All it is great. It's usable. These are pea coats, but what pea coats? Very special pea coats, but in a very subtle way. Just really double-breasted, fitted jackets. And up there, that's a cardigan, that's a sweater. Here's another sweater scene. His sweaters are so brilliantly colored, so exciting, and so textured, so loaded with dimension. There's 2 or 3 dimensions on those sweaters. I like that short, fitted, slightly double-breasted jacket. Here the models are putting on masks indicating that they are really everyman, all the same. And they get into the subway and ride off into the wild blue yonder. And here is Issey Miyake, a brilliant designer. Marité and Francois Gerbeau were their usual madly inspired selves. Here is the Jotper pant that he just loves, that they love, with the fitted vest, a low-down vest showing lots of shirt top. But they like that Jotper pant, calling attention to the man's strong calf for some reason or other. These are applique sports tops. And the knitted vest, of course. The attention to the calf on these trousers. I'm told that most of these garments will not be shown for the American market yet. I guess we're just not advanced enough to comprehend it. But it's interesting to see this pair of pants, for instance, with its black back and its tobacco-colored front. And this outerwear, which is leather, and it's quilted, and nylon quilted, and you take off some of the quilting and use it on some other part of your body. And in this next scene, you're seeing it's a blanket that can be wrapped around the body, and it becomes outerwear. Well, that's Gerbeau at his most inspired. Marité too. Lanvin was never better. The designer's love of color and a bit of fantasy has finally caught up with reality. That is, reality now is colorful and does have a bit of fantasy, and it's quite acceptable. His coats, as always, are wonderful, this time made more so by the soft fabrics that we used. Clothing is elegant and beautifully tailored. You can actually see that on the runway. Every garment shown in this show comes with a vest. This show is a study in the use of a vest. And these are real soft, minimally structured jackets with little leather collars. And you will note that they are wearing leather vests and how good they look. And these are chalet vests with the traditional chalet print. A group of short coats, short and swingy. One occasion that he showed matching vests, the vests were special. They had shawl collars, shawl lapels. More leather on that last scene, and here is formal wear in its most beautiful, decorative way. It's nice to think that somebody somewhere would be wearing something like that. Isn't that a beautiful, long vest? Fairy tale stuff, but oh so good to look at. This show of Lanvin elegance is, I feel, a fitting conclusion for this European tape. And here's Patrick Lavoie, Lanvin's inspired designer. So, to summarize the European fashion message for Fall 89, there's the soft, relaxed silhouette as exemplified by Armani and others. And there's the more fitted, high-buttoned Edwardian shape as shown by Montana and others. And the new color, plum, is seen everywhere and strongly in the Spanish lines. And of course, the ever-present vest, the separate vest, which can be very special indeed.
Next season, Clara will be back with a special report on Spring '90. This program was specially prepared by DNR and columnist Clara Hancox and sponsored by the Italian Trade Commission and the Italian Clothing and Knitwear Manufacturers Associations, the Commercial Office of Spain, the French Menswear Federation, and SEM.